Queen Gimnax has ordered the reclamation of the northern lands, and you are a cartographer in her service sent to map the territory. The Queen has certain demands in terms of which kingdoms are of the most value to her, and mapping out those kingdoms will earn you more reputation points. Your goal is to become the greatest cartographer in the kingdom. What is up, fellow board gamers? I am Dylan. This is All You Can Board, and this is a how to play for Cartographers from Thunderworks Games, designed by Jordy Aiden. You can play this with as few as one person, up to 100 people if you have the paper for it. It's a flip and write game. It's really cool, and I am going to get it to the table for you just a little bit quicker by teaching you how to play, so let's get right into it. Give each player a sheet of paper. Choose whether to use the wilderness side or the wasteland side. Give each player a pencil. The game comes with 4. Write your name in the top left, and if you'd like, give yourself a title just for fun. Arrange the cards labeled with big letters in order from A to D across the table where all players can see. These are the edict cards. Find the scoring cards and sort them into piles of 4 based on the designs on their backside. Shuffle each stack and draw 1 randomly from each. Return the remaining 12 cards to the box. Shuffle the 4 cards you picked together and then randomly place 1 beneath each edict card. Find the 4 season cards and place them in a stack in order of season. Spring on the top, then summer, then fall, and finally winter. Shuffle the 4 ambush cards and then remove 1 randomly. Place the remaining 3 nearby. You'll need them later. Add the ambush card you picked into the stack of explore cards and shuffle them all together to form the explore deck. Place it next to the season cards. You are now ready to play Cartographers. Cartographers is played over 4 seasons, and each season there'll be a different number of turns depending on which explore cards are flipped face up onto the table. Each turn has 3 phases: explore, draw, and check. Let's start with the explore phase, and I'll show you what it's all about. Reveal the top card of the explore deck and place it face up on the table. All subsequent cards will be placed on top of the previous card so that the hourglass symbols in the top left of each card are always visible. Next up is the draw phase. In this phase, you're going to be looking at the cards you flipped up in the previous phase, and near the bottom there's going to be 1 or 2 shapes. If there's 1 shape, you need to draw that shape on your map. If there's 2 shapes, you can pick between them whichever one you'd like to draw on your map. Then look just above the shape section, you'll find the terrain section. Here you will find 1 or multiple different terrain types. If there is 1 terrain type, you must fill in your shape with that terrain. If there are multiple terrain types, you can choose which one to fill your shape with. Use your pencil and draw the shape on your map, filling it in with the selected terrain. When drawing your shape, there are a few rules to consider, so let's go over those now. You cannot overlap the edges of the grid of your map or over top of any already filled space. Mountain spaces and wasteland spaces are considered to be filled, and therefore you cannot draw over them. You can draw the shape anywhere. It doesn't have to be next to another shape you've already drawn. You can rotate and flip the shape however you'd like. If you cannot fit the shape anywhere on your map, you instead draw a single 1x1 square anywhere and fill it in with the chosen terrain type. Remember, if there are multiple shapes on the explore card for you to choose from and you can't draw one but can draw the other, you have to draw the one that you actually can draw. If you can't draw either one, then you draw the 1x1 square. Note, if the shape you chose had a coin symbol next to it, shade in a coin on your coin track on your sheet of paper. Now let's look at some of the special cards that you'll encounter from the explore deck. If a Rift Lands card is flipped over, you draw a single 1x1 square anywhere you want with any terrain type of your choice inside of it. If a Ruins card is revealed, place it on the table and draw another card from the explore deck. You will pick a shape and terrain type from this new card as normal, but you must now draw this shape if possible so that one of its squares overlaps with one of the runes on your map. If it isn't possible to do so because the shape doesn't fit anywhere over a rune space or all rune spaces are covered, instead draw a 1x1 square anywhere on the map and fill it in with any terrain type of your choice. If you draw 2 runes cards back to back, you still only draw 1 more card and draw a single shape over a rune space. You do not draw 2 different shapes over rune spaces. Note that you can draw over rune spaces for any explore card that you draw. You don't have to do so only when you draw runes cards. However, you're just limiting yourself for future runes cards that you draw later in the game. If a runes card is revealed on the first turn of a season, flip over a new explore card and put it over top of the runes card. If you flip 2 runes cards over back to back to start the season, flip over a third and put it on top of both runes cards. Finally, there are the ambush cards. When an ambush card is revealed, look to the left and note the direction the arrows are turning. This is the direction all players will pass their maps around the table to the next person. Then, draw the shape shown on the ambush card on the map you have received and fill it in with the monster terrain symbol. If you cannot fit the shape anywhere, draw a 1x1 square with the monster terrain symbol drawn inside. Every empty space on a player's map that is next to a monster space will net that player -1 reputation points. So the goal is to draw this shape in such a way as to maximize how many empty spaces are next to it. Once finished, pass the maps back and discard the ambush card to the box. Note that if you draw an ambush card after you've drawn a runes card, resolve the ambush completely normally, then resolve the runes card as you normally would as well. One last thing, you'll notice a coin symbol on the mountain spaces on your map. If a mountain is ever surrounded on all 4 sides orthogonally, you immediately gain a coin and shade one in on your coin track. Add up all the hourglass values for all Explorer cards drawn this season. Then compare that value to the one listed on the top left of the current season card. If it meets or exceeds that number, the season is now over. If it doesn't, draw a new card and continue playing in this season. And that's how an entire turn in Cartographers is played, so let's jump into what happens when a season ends. The first thing you're going to do is score 2 of the available edict cards. At the end of each season, you will score 2 of the available scoring cards depending on which edicts are depicted on the current season card. For instance, in spring, we score edicts A and B, so you would look below A and B and score for these conditions. Likewise, in fall, you would score for C and D, scoring for these 2 scoring cards and not the others. Calculate the scores for this season's edicts and write them into the spots on the bottom of your map. Then count up how many coins you collected. You score a reputation point for each coin. Write the total number in the coin box for the current season on your map. Finally, count up all the empty spaces that are next to a monster space. You lose 1 reputation point for each one. Write this number in the monster spot on your map for the current season. Remember, each empty space next to a monster can only earn you a single negative point. So this empty square would not score you -2 for being next to 2 monsters. Add up all the points for the season and write that number in the season total box at the bottom of your map. At this point, you just discard the current season card, reshuffle the Explorer deck, add another ambush card into it, and do the entire process all over again. Remember, if you didn't draw an ambush card from a previous season, it stays in the deck, so the number of ambush cards can keep growing if they don't get drawn. If this is the end of winter, the game is now over. At this point, add up all the totals at the bottom of the map, and the person with the most points is the winner. If there's a tie, the person who lost the least points to monsters breaks the tie and is the winner. And that is how you play Cartographers. I'm Dylan for All You Can Board. I hope you enjoyed this video. Go to allyoucanboard.com and our YouTube channel for a ton more content, written and video. Find us on social media, connect with us there, follow us, hit the subscribe button. We really appreciate the support. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.